Hello, I'm Ayisa Medrano, and in this video, I will be giving a crash course in a few data structures in computer science. Data structures are an important topic to discuss and understand, especially for computer science students. But visualizing the concepts can be a bit difficult for students to understand, and this is where I want to help. First off, a data structure is a particular way of organizing data in a computer so that it can be used effectively. In this video, I will be talking about some popular linear data structures that almost all computer science students will use in their assignments and projects. I will be talking about arrays, stacks, queues, and linked lists. An array is one of the first data structures computer science students will learn and use when they code. It is also used in trying to understand and code other data structures such as linked lists, stacks, and queues. Arrays are used to store elements of the same primitive type at contiguous locations. The size of an array must be provided before storing data. This means the size and types that will be stored in the array must be declared before inputting data into it. To explain this data structure, I will use the analogy of a train. A typical train usually consists of a series of connected vehicles, and for this example, we will make the train vehicle all carry the same types of objects. For this example, we'll say that they each carry candy. And because we have to declare the size for an array before we put anything in it, we'll say that the train has 5 vehicles. So now the train has 5 cars, but still nothing inside of each car. Now it's time to populate the train with some candy. With arrays, we may choose where to store an element in the array by explicitly writing the location in our code. We do this by stating the index of the location in the array. The numbering system of an array starts from 0. So the first car of the train will be at index 0. If we wanted to store Snickers in the second cart of the train, we would explicitly say in our code that we will store Snickers, which are a type of candy, at index 1. If we wanted to store Kit Kats in the third cart, we would write in our code that we are storing Kit Kats at index 2. I'm going to finish populating the rest of the carts with different candies, as you can see here. Unlike real trains that can simply add another car to the end of it, arrays cannot change in size once it is declared. The only way to add another element to an array is to make a bigger array and store the same elements in the new array and the added elements to the end of it. As you can see now, we have 2 trains because we wanted to add a new candy to the train, but also keep the same candies that we already have in the original train. Now that we have discussed the basics of arrays, we will talk about stacks and queues. The main point about stacks and queues are how data is added and how data is retrieved from these data structures. Stacks and queues are basically arrays in how data is inputted, but it matters how the data is retrieved from them. A stack is an abstract data type that serves as a collection of elements with 2 principal operations: push, which adds an element to the collection, and pop, which removes the last element that was added. To illustrate this, I will use the analogy of a stack of books. Now, if we needed a book from the middle of a pile, we wouldn't just try directly grabbing the book from its location. If we did, the whole upper part of the pile would fall over. The best way to do this is to take from the top of the pile and keep doing this until we get the book that we need. The stack can also be referred to as a last in, first out data structure. This means that the last item stored in the database will also be the first to be retrieved from it. When we push an element to the stack, we are adding the element to the top of the stack. When we pop elements off the stack, we are removing the last element that was added, which is also at the top of the stack. This makes data retrieval quick for the things at the top of the stack.